In the fifth year of my relationship with Lily, she secretly held a wedding with another guy. When I showed up, they were locked in a passionate kiss to the cheers of everyone around. Spotting me, Lily chuckled and said, "He just wanted a wedding. Don't stress. We're not registering for a marriage certificate." I stayed silent, simply turned around, and walked out calmly. She thought I was furious until another wealthy girl sent a photo of our marriage certificate, leaving her shocked despite the heavy rain. Lily knocked on my door almost hysterically. When I opened it, sporting a disdainful smile, I told her, "No worries, I just got a marriage certificate and haven't had a wedding yet." As Sophia came down the stairs, not in a typical black strapless dress, she hugged me from behind and asked, "So, what's our deal?" It was a lively wedding. The crowd was urging the couple to kiss. The guy in the suit was nervously reaching out his hand, and Lily wrapped her arms around his neck, starting a deep kiss. I watched them with a heavy heart. Lily's sister turned her head, saw me, and shouted in panic, "Brother-in-law!" The once vibrant atmosphere instantly fell silent. I approached Lily. The groom tried to make a run for it, confused, but there was nowhere to go. Lily showed no embarrassment from being caught by her fiance. Ethan insisted on marrying me. "Don't worry, we didn't get a marriage certificate. My husband can only be you." Lily and I have known each other since we were kids. We got engaged after graduation through our parents' arrangement. She was known for being promiscuous, always switching boyfriends, which embarrassed me. I looked at her calmly, took a square ring box from my bag, and said, "This is the ring your family gave when we got engaged. I'm returning it to you." Lily took it, laughed mockingly, and asked, "Did you bring out the ring just to make me apologize?" I saw the doubt in her eyes. "Lily, starting today our engagement is off and we're done." Lily immediately became furious and demanded, "Alex, say it again." Her sister felt things were escalating and quickly said, "Brother-in-law, please don't be mad. This wedding is fake. The real one my sister is marrying is definitely you." I remained silent, simply turned around and left. "Sis, you better go after him," she calmly stated. "No need, he's done this before. He'll return in a few days, but you've never gone this far. As long as he's a man, he won't accept the person he loves marrying someone else. I suggest you check on him." Lily glanced toward the door, her elegant eyebrows slightly furrowed, deep in thought. Ethan suddenly tugged her clothes and said, "Can I see the ring?" After leaving the wedding scene, I called my friend Ben and asked him to meet me at the bar for a drink. When Ben arrived, he saw I had already downed 2 bottles of red wine and asked, "What's up? Did you argue with Lily again? Did she hook up with a celeb or a college guy this time?" Hearing that name made my heart ache, and I replied, "She got married today." After hearing the whole story, Ben angrily said, "You should have broken up with her ages ago. I told you before, she's not a good woman. Don't worry, I'll introduce you to a new, better girl." I headed to the restroom in the corridor. A woman in a dark professional skirt seemed out of place here. She leaned against the wall, her fair fingers clutching a cigarette, making conversation tough. Maybe she noticed me staring. She frowned and glanced my way too. It turned out to be Sophia. Why is she here? I thought. I walked over and asked, "Boss Sophia, can I borrow a cigarette?" She raised her eyebrows and replied, "Didn't you quit smoking after getting with Lily? Aren't you scared she'll find out you're smoking?" I stayed silent. She leaned closer and said in an annoying tone, "I heard she had a wedding with another man today. Did you break up with her?" I took the cigarette and lighter she handed over. After expertly lighting it, I exhaled a puff of smoke and half-jokingly said, "Sophia, you coming over to my place tonight?" Our eyes met, and the adult words were already clear. Sophia stubbed out the cigarette and giggled. Suddenly I realized she wasn't the casual type she usually was. I didn't expect her to agree. As soon as I used my fingerprint to unlock my door, I pressed her against it the next second. I cupped the back of her head with my hand and began kissing her. "Sophia, you're too wild. Bite gently." She slightly frowned, saying, "Could you stop talking? You should just leave me speechless." A whole night of madness, ravaged until my voice was somewhat hoarse. It didn't stop until morning, when my phone rang. I leaned on the bed contentedly, searching for it on the bed. A giggle came from Sophia's side. She found the phone. When she saw it was a call from Lily, Her face instantly soured. She handed the phone to me. Sophia answered. Lily laughed casually. Didn't you say we had nothing to do with each other yesterday? How come it's not even a day, and you went to badmouth Ethan to my father? Who went to see your father? Are you nuts? Early in the morning, what are you doing at my place? As soon as I spoke, my husky voice caught her attention. Lily suspiciously asked, Do you have a cold? I smiled and said, What do you think? She realized my meaning and suddenly raised her voice close to the phone. Where are you? Who are you with right now? President Sophia, we're not related anymore. Where am I? Who am I with right now? President Sophia, we're not related anymore. Where I am? Who I'm with? It's none of your business. I really didn't want to talk to her, so I hung up. In the bar, Lily looked upset. Her sister asked, Lily, did Alex hang up on you? He's not really going to cancel the engagement, is he? Several assistants disagreed. How is that possible? This is just his usual trick to threaten Lily. If he really wants to call it off, can he? Everyone started laughing. Only then did Lily's face look a bit better. My good mood was ruined by this call. I frowned. Sophia, seeing this, said, What's so great about that, Lily? She maintained affairs with various men before marriage, and she's not likely to love you alone after marriage. She doesn't deserve you. I looked up questioningly. Sophia picked up the cigarette box from the bedside table, took one out, and handed it to me. Her expression suddenly turned serious. If we talk about marriage alliances, our family is no worse than theirs. What are you trying to say? Sophia said, I know you've always wanted that project in the East District, but it won't be easy for you to do it alone. If we get married and collaborate, it will be much easier. I was fully awake at this point. With their family's capabilities, they could totally secure it alone. Why would they want to collaborate with me? Perhaps because I did a great job last night, and I'm very satisfied. She looked at me with a satisfied grin, as if she had successfully plotted a scheme. I laughed lightly, thought for a few seconds, then extended my right hand, saying, Looking forward to our collaboration. 40 minutes later, Sophia and I walked out of the marriage registration office. Looking at the marriage certificate in my hand, I still felt like I was dreaming. She suddenly said, Let's go, huh? Meet the client now. Sophia tidied her hair and smiled. Let's go on our honeymoon. We changed into our diving gear, submerged into the azure sea, experiencing the mystery and beauty of the ocean. Surrounded by beautiful corals and schools of fish we could touch, Sophia gestured for me to follow her. Diving to a certain depth and looking up, it was like gazing at a starry sky. After resurfacing, the staff told me my phone had been ringing non-stop. I checked it and saw dozens of unread messages. Hello, Mr. Alex. This is the manager of the suit shop. When are you free to try on a suit? Hello, Mr. Alex. I'm the wedding planner. What kind of flowers do you like? Hello, Mr. Alex. Miss Lou has ordered a diamond ring from our shop. When are you free to try it on? Suits, flowers, rings. No. The more I looked, the less I understood what was happening. Did my number get leaked? Just then, my phone rang again. It was Lily calling. Hello, she demanded. Where have you been? I've called you so many times. You just didn't pick up. Your company said you took a month's leave. Where I go has nothing to do with you. Don't forget we've already broken up. Lily didn't care. Instead, she laughed. Aren't you just pissed because I organized a wedding for Ethan? I'll organize one for you too. You should have received some messages and calls. Tell them what you like and they'll arrange everything. I yelled, Are you out of your mind? Even though I couldn't see her expression, I could imagine what Lily looked like hearing this. Alex, you want to break up with me because of a wedding, and now I'm agreeing to hold another one for you. What more do you want? I'm telling you, this is your only chance. If you don't want to get married, then never marry. Lily is always like this as long as she apologizes to you. If you don't accept immediately, then you're the unreasonable one. You're crazy. We're broken up. Don't call me again. Whoever you want to marry, marry. Lily on the other end was so angry she couldn't speak. Alex, I gave you a chance. This is your own refusal. Don't regret. Sophia changed her clothes and asked, Was that Lily's call? I inhaled and said, Yeah. She thought I was upset about a wedding, so she also wanted to hold a wedding with me. How did I ever fall for her in the first place? Sophia smiled and said nothing. The following month, we went to Iceland to see the mysterious blue ice caves, took a hot air balloon ride in Turkey. On the day I returned home, Ben asked me out for drinks at KTV. I glanced at the fading bite marks on my neck from last night's session with Sophia. I grabbed a jacket from the wardrobe and put it on. As soon as Ben took a seat, he downed shots of alcohol, spewing angrily. Damn it! Lily is absolutely furious. She hired all the electronic screens on every skyscraper in the city, got a list of celebrities to record birthday greetings for that Ethan. She even wants them to be broadcast repeatedly for a month. I cupped my glass, replying casually, I'm already married. He didn't believe it at first, but after seeing my marriage certificate, he conceded, Sophia, how did you end up with her? But there's no need to tell me. Lily isn't even comparable to her. I really want to see her reaction when she finds out about your marriage with Sophia. His anger faded, and he said cheerily, This calls for a celebration. My treat tonight. Ben is a poor drinker, and after a few drinks, he was already dizzy. I put down my glass. Just behave, Ben. Stay here. I'll step out for a while and order some tea to sober you up in the corridor. I ran into Mia. She approached me fraternally, saying, Brother-in-law, you're here. My sister is in room 6. I replied, I have nothing to do with Lily now. Just call me by my name in the future. You guys have fun. Mia thought I was just holding a grudge. My sister Lily indeed went too far this time. Just give her a chance to apologize to you in person. We'll handle room 6 first, brother-in-law. Be sure to head over. On my way back to my room, I'll pass by room 6. As I was passing, I heard a familiar voice standing at the door. I peered through the gap in the door. Lily was lazily leaning on the sofa, with Ethan pouring wine for her on the side. Mia said to her, Sis, I just ran into Alex and he's lying outside. He definitely still loves you. Another friend of Lily's spoke. Just a month it must be because he heard about Lily planning another guy's birthday. He's just concerned about it. Lily coldly said, Who let him come? We're already broken up. Enough. Isn't this the first time Alex didn't contact you for such a long time? Yeah, Sister Lily, I think you better send Ethan away quickly, in case brother-in-law gets angry again. With this, Lily glanced at Ethan beside her. He lowered his head, saying weakly, Lily, today is my birthday. I took off my jacket and pushed the door open. Everyone's gaze turned simultaneously onto me. The love bites on my neck were too obvious, even under the dim lighting of the bar. Lily sighed. She immediately stood up, squinting her eyes. She demanded, What's that on your neck? Thinking about the nights Ben and Sophia intentionally left on me, I laughed and replied, It's a love bite. Lily slammed her wine glass onto the table, her eyes burning with anger. Who did this, Alex? You've really been finding women behind my back. How? Who did it has nothing to do with you? Lily, a proper ex should be as quiet as a dead person, offering no opinions. She smirked. Alex, if I ever contact you again, I'm done. When I returned to my room, Ben had sobered up after his tea and asked me, Why did you go so long? I almost went looking for you. I shrugged it off and told him, Just went to handle some business. If not, there will always be flies buzzing around me, which is pretty annoying. Let's go. Both of us had drunk too much, so we called a designated driver to take us home. It wasn't long before the male college student who married Lily graduated and entered the entertainment industry. After a minor success, he even hired people to slander my reputation online. Ethan was different from Makoto. He was willing to hold a wedding with him. Speaking of the wedding, Ethan even gave him a luxury car. The shameless person is the one who isn't loved and insists on obstructing the love between two sincere people. The shameless person is the one who isn't loved and insists on obstructing the love between two sincere people. The assistant asked, President Alex, should we guide public opinion a bit? I said, find some negative news about Ethan and inform the journalists. Then notify the media companies working with us that they're not allowed to work with him. Okay, President Alex, I'll do it right away. What if President Sophia helps him? Don't worry about her. You just need to complete the tasks I assign you. An hour later, netizens began to curse Ethan. You're a villain who intrudes on other people's feelings. Sneaking around is one thing, but how dare you openly provoke the original partner? I was in the same class as Ethan. He looked honest on the surface, but actually, he bullied me in school because he was rich. I have many burned scars on my arm caused by him. I am Ethan's assistant. There was a scene that required retrieving something underwater. He thought the water was too dirty and demanded the workers change the entire lake water to pure water. I think the most hateful person is Lily, changing boyfriends every few days. Such women are so disgusting. Sis, aren't you going to answer your boyfriend's call? He's nearly being condemned to death by netizens now. Lily didn't respond to Mia's query. Instead, she asked, "Has Alex been calling you guys these past few days?" "No," was the swift chorus from everyone around. Mia, another question. "Are you purposely turning Ethan into a celebrity to piss off Alex?" "I don't think you'll succeed. Your relationship with Ethan is already public knowledge, and Alex hasn't called you because of this. Maybe you should apologize and give him a call if you truly want to be with Alex. It doesn't hurt to try. And what if someone else gets to him first? Well, he can do as he pleases. If he wants to break up, then let it be. I don't need him as a boyfriend." That night, I got a message from Ben. "That's right. I forgot to mention the other night. There's a rumor going around that Sophia likes women. It can't be true, can it?" I got a strange feeling reading that message. Just as I was about to reply, a voice sounded from next to me. "I like women." I looked into Sophia's puzzled eyes and was speechless. She said, "Then let's see tonight. Whether I like men or women, by the time I came to my senses, I was already drawn into bed by Sophia. I don't know if it was because of the alcohol, but I found Sophia exceptionally beautiful today, at the peak of sensation. She propped up her body and bit my shoulder. Outside the window, heavy rain fell like a waterfall. Inside the room, the heat of love spread like flames. After a round, the cell phone on the bedside table kept ringing. Sophia picked it up and glanced at it, then asked, "Is it Lily? Do you want to answer it?" I shook my head. "No, Alex. She's sticking to you like chewing gum. It makes me uncomfortable." "Then you pick up the call." I didn't know if it was my imagination, but I seemed to sense a look of triumphant strategy in her. Just as the call was answered, Lily's drunken voice came from the other end. "Alex, I've had too much to drink. Come on, man. Pick me up. Why are you not caring about me anymore?" Sophia sarcastically said, "It's me." The other side of the phone went quiet for a few seconds. Then I heard Lily angrily shouting, "Sophia, do you have no shame? You actually ruined our relationship. You're the third party in our relationship. No, we're legally married. On the contrary, I have to ask you, why are you calling my husband in the middle of the night? Impossible!" She screamed in fear. "Alex, will you come, man? Pick me up. Can we make up?" I took over the phone and said, "Lily, my wife has already made it very clear to you that you're just my ex." Sophia held me satisfyingly and planted a kiss on my face. Without giving Lily a chance to speak, I hung up the phone directly. On the other side, in the bar, Lily struck a pose since hanging up the phone. The assistants and followers around her tried to console her. "I think this time Alex is really not going to come back. Actually, you can't blame him. You've really gone too far these past years. If I were Alex, I'd have left you long ago. Just let it go. Anyway, you don't like Alex at all." Without saying a word, Lily picked up the car keys and left. No one around her could catch up. She can't drive after drinking. What to do? She's out of sight. "Alex, I want to announce our relationship and post it on social media," said Sophia. At this moment, Sophia was highly attractive, a complete contrast to her usual self. I unconsciously nodded. Just 1 minute after posting, there were many comments. "Congratulations, you finally did it. But does Alex know you've liked him for so many years?" "Oh my God, isn't this guy Lily's fiance? What's going on?" "Congratulations, congratulations." Sophia replied to a few comments. Then she happily went to the bathroom to take a bath. Hearing urgent knocking on the door downstairs, I guessed who it was, so I took out the marriage certificate from the cabinet and wrapped myself in a bath towel before going downstairs. I opened the door with a satisfied smile on my face. Lily was drenched by the rain, whimpering. "Alex, I won't be like this in the future. Let's get back together." I didn't think much at that time. It's just a wedding. Nothing important. I thought it was fun, so I agreed. I leaned against the door frame and showed her the marriage certificate in my hand. We've registered our marriage. Only the wedding remains. Make sure to attend the banquet when we have our wedding. Sophia, dressed in a black sling dress, came down from upstairs and nestled in my arms. So what is our relationship? I looked at her, then at Lily with a sarcastic smile and said, You're my wife. Lily gritted her teeth and cursed. I thought of you as my best female friend, but you're the third party between us. Sophia laughed as if she'd heard something funny. How many disgusting things have you done, and aren't you aware of it? He has put up with you for 5 years. How did you trample on his feelings for you during these 5 years? Lily stood in the rain, her eyes moist. Alex, I'm drunk. Could you send me home? Sophia cursed and slammed the door. She pinned me against the door. Outside was the sound of Lily frantically knocking on the door. Alex, when are we getting married? I want a title. When you two got engaged, it was such a grand event. I want our wedding to be even better. I kissed her on the lips and said, Okay. The next day, I received a call from Mia. She told me that Lily had crashed into the guardrail and went home last night. The front of the car was smashed, but she was still alive and is now in the hospital. Brother-in-law, I'm sorry. Alex, can you come and see her? She isn't eating or drinking, and she's not cooperating with the doctors to take her medication. She insists on seeing you. How many phone numbers do you have? Mia blurted out, Just this one. I hung up the call and immediately blocked her number. Lily got into trouble and didn't find her parents or her current boyfriend, but sought me, her already married ex-fiance. Mia showed her phone to her sister. Sis, Alex really doesn't want you anymore. He even blocked my number now. Lily stared at the chat box and couldn't say a word. Later, she left the hospital when no one was around. One day, I went back to the apartment to get documents and saw Lily sitting on the flowered bed downstairs in the community, wearing her hospital gown. She saw me and walked over cautiously, calling out, Alex? I tiredly answered, What do you want to do? Perhaps due to her illness, she looked a bit weak and said, Sophia did it on purpose. She had her eyes on you a long time ago. She wanted us to break up, and then she became the third person. Do you remember when we were in school? Someone put a love letter in your bag, and you were very angry. That person was Sophia. What? During school, Sophia kept her distance from everyone. Everyone only dared to quietly discuss her behind her back. No one dared to approach her for contact information. Was the love letter in my school bag actually put there by Sophia? She's just jealous that we got engaged, so she deliberately framed me. So, you're saying she forced you to date Ethan? Was it her who forced you to hold a wedding ceremony? Lily didn't know how to respond, so she changed the subject and said, I caught a cold standing in the rain last night. I'm feeling very uncomfortable right now. Can I go upstairs to take a drink of water? I'm sorry, but I'm already married. I took out my phone and called her father. All right, I'm coming over right now. Upon arrival, he angrily slapped her. What are you still doing here? It's too embarrassing. Looking at the things you've done before, I can't even face Alex's parents anymore. Leave now. Uncle, I have a few important meetings to attend later, so I'll go ahead. Go ahead. I'll take her away immediately. I nodded politely and turned to leave, but unexpectedly when I returned, Lily was still sitting there. She was dressed in a flimsy patient's gown, attracting the gaze of passers-by. She didn't care and just stared at the entrance of the community. When she saw my car approaching, she immediately stood up. I took a deep breath. I wanted to walk past her, but when I started, she stopped me and took out the ring box I hadn't returned. I never thought about giving this ring to anyone else. Can you take it back? I smiled and opened my phone to find a selfie of Ethan wearing this ring. Lily quickly explained, This was after you left that day. He said he wanted to see it, so I gave it to him. He just tried it on. I didn't want to waste time with her, so I shook off her hand and went upstairs. When Mia came back, I saw them arguing from upstairs. I hurried downstairs. Lily said, Sophia, you're not a good person either. Do you dare to tell Alex all the things you've done? Part of the reason I cheated was because of you, and the project in the East District was also your scheme. Alex, you must not be tricked by her. Sophia nervously glanced at me. I took her hand and held it tightly. I also passed the wedding candy to Lily. The 8th of next month is the day, and Mia and I are getting married. You're welcome to attend our wedding. Back in the room, Sophia was still lost in thought. It was the first time I'd seen her like this. She explained, "What Lily said was partly true. I knew you wanted that project in the East District, so I deliberately used it as an excuse to marry you. Her affair was also arranged by me. I found a guy that fit her type and indirectly sent him to her. I'm not as good as you think. I'm very good at calculating people's hearts." I smiled and said, "I know very well what kind of person Lily is. Even without you, she'd soon get tired of that lifestyle after marriage and eventually have an affair." Sophia paused and asked me, "You don't blame me?" I laughed lightly and said, "Of course not, because I also thought it through deeply before I married you. Only kids would only consider love and not reality." Sophia gradually relaxed. The East District project is underway. The preparations for my wedding with Sophia are also in progress. One day, I was struggling with whether to use all chocolates for the wedding candy or to mix various types of candies. A notification popped up on my phone that read, "Your friend is live streaming." I clicked in curiously. Lily was kneeling on the ground in a miserable state, and I could vaguely see that the knee of her pants was torn. She took a step, knelt down one step, then said, "I'm sorry, Alex." This reminded me of when we first started dating. She said if I ever cheated, one day I'd kneel every step of the way. Seeing such a crazy scene, I didn't know what to say. I happily took out my phone and gave her a like. After all, there weren't many times I could see the president of Ethan's company in such an ugly state. The audience commented one after another. "It's meaningless to show deep affection so late. What's the point of putting on this act when you didn't cherish us when we were together? Didn't you change boyfriends every few days before? Alex's current wife is much prettier than Lily. Long legs and a small waist. Have you seen her?" I imagined it myself. I looked at the woman in the video. "If you really want to go up to Lausanne like this, it'll take at least one day and one night. More importantly, it's too embarrassing." She kept saying she's sorry to Alex. Mia called me. "Alex, although Lily has wronged you, she's still having a fever and her body hasn't recovered yet. Can't you pity her and give her a call? You have time to call me. Why not take a few people over there, knock her out, and take her directly to the hospital without considering how others look at her?" Lily knelt down with every step she took. She didn't answer any calls. She didn't listen to anyone's persuasion. When Mia and others went, they could do nothing but let her proceed with it. Lily didn't make it to the top until the next evening. Exhausted, she fainted and was taken away by the doctors. When I received her father's phone call, I was discussing the wedding details with my father. "I'm sorry, but I really can't face you. However, right now Lily just wants to see you. No one else can convince her. My dad asked me to pass the phone to him. My son is getting married now, and it's not convenient to go see your daughter. How about this? I'll let my daughter-in-law go. They knew each other and were good friends before. Perhaps that might work." Lily's father sighed and said, "If Sophia came, she'd probably be infuriated. Let's forget about it. It won't happen. There's this theory, only a more potent poison can cure a tough poison. Let's just settle on that. I'll have Sophia come over in a bit." In the hospital, I was waiting outside the ward, seeing Sophia. Lily subtly said, "Sophia, I didn't expect to be trapped by you. From the beginning, I fell into your trap and couldn't escape. Who can you blame when you can't control yourself? That's because you set traps for me everywhere. Without you, Alex and I wouldn't have ended up this way." I went out for a walk, not listening to their conversation afterward. I don't know what Sophia said to her. In the following few days, Lily didn't appear in front of me. Ethan suddenly found me. "Alex, can I talk to you?" His head was down and his voice very low. Ethan was silent for a long time, and just as I couldn't wait any longer and was about to stand up and leave, he finally spoke. "Miss Lou is pregnant." I took a sip of coffee and replied, "What do you mean by coming to me, Mr. Ethan? The child in her stomach can't be mine, can it?" Ethan raised his head in surprise. "Of course the child is mine, but she doesn't want it. Can you go persuade her? I can give up anything. I can even return everything she gave me before, as long as she's willing to give birth to this child. Mr. Ethan, you found the wrong person. I, as her ex-fiance, have no reason to talk to her about this, and you don't need to put on this act in front of me. You certainly know which one is more in your favor, having Lily give birth to your child or keeping what Lily had given you. Ethan suddenly knelt on the ground, but now his hard tan eyes were all on me. If it weren't for you, she might have given birth to this child. All of her friends say that I'm special, and only I can make her marry me, right? She once gave me a red string bracelet, which means companionship for life. Doesn't this mean that I'm a special person to her? I laughed because for Lily, there were too many special people. Many that I'm a special person to her? I laughed because for Lily, there were too many special people. Many people have been her special person. Mr. Ethan, if I remember correctly, many people have received the red string bracelet from her. Ethan couldn't believe it. Impossible. You're lying to me. Everyone says that I'm the person who has spent the longest time with her. You must be lying to me. Did Lily ever promise you that she would only give this bracelet to you alone? Ethan opened his mouth but found he couldn't argue. See, she can't even be bothered to lie to you. Ethan wanted to say something else. I interrupted him. Mr. Ethan, I hope that in the future you won't appear in front of me, nor come to the company to find me, because we really aren't familiar. Assistant, show him out. The day of the wedding was sunny and beautiful. Friends were all present. Someone said, "Congratulations. I originally thought you'd marry Lily, but you ended up marrying Sophia." Ben stopped him angrily and responded, "Today is Alex's wedding day. Why are you talking nonsense here? I think Sophia is much better than Lily." Ben disliked Lily a long time ago and didn't want to hear her name on such an occasion. Sorry. I laughed and didn't pay attention. Please sit down first. The wedding is about to start. The venue was decorated in a Chinese style and was breathtaking. The wedding dress was specially made. The gown was embroidered with golden phoenixes. She wore a phoenix crown on her head, and her makeup was stunning. The ceremony ended perfectly. Our families were very happy and offered all kinds of blessings. Sophia had just changed into her toast suit and saw Mia coming over. Mia gave me the Budo beads that Lily had retrieved from Mount Law. Now my sister regrets it so much. She said that if she could do it again, she would definitely cherish you. Mia kept talking nonstop. She didn't notice the look on Sophia's face. I laughed and separated the two. After a busy day, when we got home, Sophia lay on the bed and let me take off her clothes in the bathroom. The mist blurred our eyes. I helped her waist, and before she could react, kisses were falling all over her.